Hey lovely sexy hobby people, welcome to today's video, which is issue 64 of Stormbringer, and it's a Skragrott or Skragrott, the Loonking miniature. Right, I'm going to complain because once again Hachette have kind of like not sealed up the bags properly. I've had that a few times recently with this collection, and there's been a few times when I've had to go hunting for the bases because they've like dropped out. Right, I'll have a look at the plastic in a bit. Gobsprak, the mouth of Mork. Oh, wow, check this out. That's like a huge vulture with an orc on top. Gobsprak is the most infamous of all Swamp Kala shamans. He is the greatest prophet of Uruk kind and speaks directly to Mork, or so he claims. Those who question him are often found dead with their lungs full of swamp water, or even more sceptical Uruks are slow to voice their doubts on the matter, at least within earshot. As a devotee of Mork, Gobsprak values sly cunning over sheer brutality, and he uses the visions granted to him by his divine patron to guide the Uruks on a holy war against civilization. Cool. Magic Gubbins. It's not much good being the most powerful Uruk shaman in the realms unless everyone knows it, which is why Gobsprak goes to war clad in the gruesome remains of rival wizards. Fair enough. Mouth of Mork. Gorka Morka is the god of the Uruks, or rather the gods of the Uruks, for he is essentially two beings. His personality is made up of two aspects which rarely get along with one another. One of these is Gork, who is brutal but cunning, and the other is Mork, who is cunning but brutal. In times of great stress, Gorka Morka will split into his component personalities and have a good argument and possibly a divine punch-up with himself. Fair enough. Future know-whats. Fires of history. At the dawn of the Age of Sigmar, the Stormcast Eternals ventured forth from Azir to retake the mortal realms from the powers of chaos. Akshi was the site of the first conflict as the hammers of Sigmar descended from the heavens to face Gorkos Kull, a mighty lord of Khorne, and his blood-crazed hordes. So, Realm of Fire for our red section. Hammer How Aksha. And Stormbringer Crusades. Right, Skragrott, the Loonking. You've got D6 rolling chart here for reasons for joining. Prophet of the Bad Moon. Skragrott claims to have a deep connection to Bad Moon, believing that he is its chosen prophet. He is uncannily accurate at predicting its movements, but not down to his own personal skill, but predictions harvested from the secret dungeon of captive seers, the dreaded fungal asylum. And then we have chosen tactics, D6 rolling chart, and then obviously you can record his great deeds and epic deeds down there. But this is our kit. Right, then we go into how to build. Fairly straightforward. He's just a character mini. He's got a couple of... What are they? What they look like? They look kind of like fish, but I think they're like baby squigs. So they're there. Skragrott's Cape Squigs. Yeah, there you go, Cape Squigs. Right. And then we're into painting. Highlights, and this is what you have at the end of it. Right, Skragrott, the Loonking. He has a 5-inch move, 5 up save, 6 bravery, and 6 wounds. He has the moon on a stick. It's a 2-inch range, 3 attacks, 3 plus to hit, 3 plus to wound, -1 rend and D3 damage. Skragrott the Loonking is armed with the Moon Honor Stick. Warmaster. If this unit is included in a Gloomspite Gitz army, it is treated as a general, even if it's not the model picked to be the army's general. Babbling Wand. This jabbering wand, topped with the skull of the great prophet Koloth, channels the voices of Skragrott's imprisoned scryers through clacking teeth. Once per turn, this unit can issue a command without a command point being spent. That's a handy skill to have. Loonking's crown. Fungal roots burrow down from this crown into the wearer's skull, imbuing them with heightened magical powers and unnatural resilience. This unit has a 4+ ward. In addition, add 1 to casting and unbinding rolls for this unit. Cool, so you've got a few extra little gubbins going on for him, which is pretty handy. Then we have our War Scroll tutorial. The Moon Honor Stick, so how to use that, and then Fangs of the Bad Moon and the Loonking's Entreaty. Then we're into battle plan number 4. And, right, Alliance of Order. Gittish presence in the area has been increasing. Suddenly, the commanders of the Forces of Order begin to receive scouting reports of mass destruction force heading their way. The Order leaders assemble their available troops and ride out to meet the threat. If they win, they will quell this new threat to the land. If they fail, the lands will likely be infested with the newcomers, who will pose a threat to their scouts and already stretched supply lines. Destruction Alliance. So, for your army list for Alliance, you're taking 3 heroes and 5 troops of your choice. So the Alliance of Destruction, Skragrott the Loonking has come from afar and got everyone all riled up. Although he brought all manner of troops in his personal army, there is no shortage of local destruction troops, and they're only too keen to pile in and get involved in the inevitable big fight. If they win, the Forces of Destruction will drive the Order army back to their camps. If they fail, the Order troops will continue to grow their army and take more territory. So the army list for Alliance of Destruction is you take Skragrott the Loonking and 2 other heroes of your troops of your choice, and then 5 troops choice of your choice. You're going to be playing with all 4 battle mats in the quad formation, and you've got 4 objective markers laid out. Cool. And then Ian and Eve have their playthrough. And then we have our Guardian Idol in 65, and then some paint at 66. Cool. Right, let's have a look at the plastic, shall we? Come down. So we get oval base for it. Now this is a sculpt date of 2019. So here are our cape squigs. So there's one there, and then there's one there. And they kind of like hold the cape up as the Loonking walks along. Not too many parts. What do we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts by the look of it. Yeah, it's looking pretty cool. Nice. You've got his. This is the wand, I think, that they were talking about, with the topped with the skull, and then we've got his Moon Honor Stick here. Yeah, and then like the cape squig there, and then one there. So yeah, come back in a second. We'll get this fella built, shall we? Hey, right. So let's have a look. Squig, cape. Okay, staff, body. Right, here we go. So we're going to start off building the body and then sort the cape out. So the instructions recommend putting this bit together first. And then you're going to come in with the head. Do we want to? And then it says come in with this. So let's have a look, because this is suggesting okay, so you get a couple of little contact points here. There's a little dimple there which this pin goes into, so that's number one. And then there's a contact point at the back of the head. Okay, so I think we're going to need to so that goes in like so. Then this side of the body and head is going in. And I'm just trying to Right, I think that okay, let's try the other side first, because I think that's going to go on a bit easier. Well, she thought it was going to go on a bit easier. Ah, there we go, that's that one. Right, so you're going to need to jiggle this around a bit until it kind of like slides into position. Not the easiest thing. And then, but now that I've got that other half up, I can match it, and that makes it easier to match. So yeah, come in with the opposite half of the hood and crown, and you'll find that this arm will hook behind that in this position here. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Then you're coming in with two bits of cloak. So the first one is this big bit here, which is going to go on like so. Apparently, let's try something different. Let's put these two together and then glue them. Like so. And I think that is about right. And that slides in to place like so. And then our final bit is to glue our boy, our loon boss, down to the base, and then add in this final squig. He's got a bit of the cloak in his gob and goes into position. Like so. So he's kind of off the ground. Like thus. There you go, there's your Loonking. Kind of looks like that. So that squig is off the ground. Like so. But yeah, nice little mini. Bit awkward following the instructions. There are a couple of things that you can do, like it's easier to glue this half of the head on first, then marry up this half. So remember that, and then it's actually easier to glue the cloak together, two halves of the cloak together, so you can then push it on up behind the fur pelt at the top of the cloak there, and it will slide and eventually click into place, and when it does, it will be seamless. So nice. There you go. Right. Hopefully you'll join me in the next video. All right. Take care. Bye bye.